This video is about learning Hungarian. Hi, I'm in focus now. So, my name is Chris, as you probably know it, right? Yeah, and that was a car. Cars are very, very general things in Hungary. If you didn't know that, then yeah, now you know it. So we have cars like you, even though our society is a bit fractured. Yeah, maybe. But let's talk about that later. I have a sentence for today, because sentences are good. That's our first lesson. Our second lesson is that we have this whiteboard and we try to understand the word and the sentence and everything which is on the whiteboard right now. I should probably close the window. Yeah. The window is closed now. Okay, so the sentence for today is very simple. Okay, so can you read it? No? Well, perhaps I should write it down, but don't worry about it, even if you don't or can't read it, because I can write the words again. No, I can, but I have to. So, when we talk about a Hungarian sentence, we talk about it in a way of analyzing it, because analyzing a sentence is a very useful thing, as you probably know it. So, did I mention that we don't have any cuts today? Because, you know, having cuts in a film like this is very expensive. In this case, it's very time-consuming, so we won't be able to have cuts. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but anyway, let's get back to learning Hungarian. We have this sentence. Now, let's examine it word by word. We have "a". Now, what does "a" mean? Because, you know, it's no use to learn the words if you don't know the meaning, and you don't know the place where this word is in or on. Anyway, I'm just telling you that "a" means the in English language, in my own special, freakishly ununderstandable way. So, "a" equals the. Now we have the first word from the sentence, and this word is nice. The next word is really easy. It's pronounced, it's pronounced tehén. Now, tehén is a really interesting creature, because I really like them, but more on that later. So I really like cows, because they're so peaceful and, you know, have spots all over. Not every cow has spots, but, you know, anyway. So, tehén is cow. Now, let's examine egy. Egy is a or an. Now, it's really controversial, because you can see this. This is "a" in the Hungarian language, and this is "a" in the English language. And don't mix them up, because "a" is the and egy is a or an. I know it's hard to understand, and I know, no, it's not really hard to understand, it's hard to accept, because, you know, you see this word and you immediately think that, oh, it's a tehén, but no, it's not. So, continuing this, szép is our next word. Szép equals nice. Okay, so far so good. And we have the last word. You probably can't read it because my writing skills are under a person's writing skills who is really bad at writing. So, but it's állat. And you can't see this, so I write it here nicely. Állat equals, I said equals, animal. Now, what can we do with this? I mean, we have the cow, we have a and a nice, an animal. And if we try to make a sentence in the English language with these words, we probably get it right, because languages are quite similar in a very basic level. So, the cow, something, a nice animal. And you probably know what I mean by this. The cow is a nice animal. And that's why I told you before that it would be an easy sentence, because even though it's without any verbs, you can understand that. You know, usually immigrants speak without words sometimes, especially Hungarian immigrants, because we don't always use verbs for describing an action or a being or some kind of this kind of thing. I really should remember words like this. You know, I know subject, I know object, but what the hell is the verb? A verb is something which describes an action. I don't really know the word, but the action is described in this case. And let me just get another pen. It's a nice black pen, and with this nice black pen I can underline this, because in the Hungarian language we can use nouns as you use verbs, so for describing something. So in the Hungarian language, if I say, let's see, a tehén egy szép állat, then állat is the verb which describes the action. In this case, it's not an action, it's just describing of an existence, because this is the... So, if I ask you in Hungarian, what is this? And I say it in Hungarian, mi ez? Then in this question, as is the... you know, is what you do, or what that thing does. So when I ask you mi ez, you can say ez egy állat, or ez egy tehén, and this equals this is a cow, this is an animal. So in the Hungarian language, and this is the moral of today's story. The moral of today's story is that we don't always use verbs, and it's a big thing. This is a really huge thing, because this confuses people. For example, English people like you are, or you understand English, so it can be confusing, because this is without any verbs, and it's still a sentence. So that's just what I wanted to tell you today. That the key sentence of today's lesson is that the Hungarian language doesn't always use verbs in sentences. And next time we'll take a look at a sentence which has no verbs but still means things. So this was today's lesson. Thank you for listening and paying attention and watching the video even though you don't have to. And well, this means I'm back, and I don't I can't promise that this will be a regular thing, but I try to watch this video later and uploading without any cuts, because if I can work without cuts, then obviously it can be a more regular thing, because working without cuts is 20 minutes a day, but working with cuts, well, it's 3 hours a day, or an occasion, 3 hours an occasion, which I can make videos like this. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you learn things. In the meantime, I'm still gonna try to be here. So thank you all of you for watching. This is the end.